What is going on, the Bomb Squad? This is Don the Bomb, and yes, I have returned for another long-awaited, action-packed, life-changing wrestling figure review and unboxing. So today I'm going to be unboxing Mattel WWE Elite Series 116 Lexis King, otherwise known as Flying Brian Pillman Jr. So he spent his first 2 to 3 years in AEW as one of the varsity blondes, I think they were called, with Griff Garrison. He was either let go of his contract or the contract ran out. He signed with WWE, where he's been in NXT for the last maybe year and a half to 2 years, kind of reinventing himself. I'm not sure why he didn't take his real name, Pillman. Everybody knows Pillman, but he turned into Lexis King, which I believe Lexis is a tribute to his half-sister who passed away quite a few years ago in a car accident, if I'm not mistaken. So a nice little tribute there, but he's turned into quite an interesting, flamboyant, kind of heavy metal rocker type looking guy. Hey, you gotta, I guess, make yourself look different and unique. So there he is in his plastic prison, as my friend from YouTube, Kyle Peterson, says. Plastic prison. There he is with that Brian Pillman Jr. smiley face. There he is again. What a smile. And look at the way his beard is just nicely trimmed. There he is back there. And with all the other individuals in this particular series, including his father, Lexis King, first time in the line, barcode, and other jibber jabber for anyone interested. All right, so what do they have to say about this Lexis King? This second-generation superstar lives in nobody's shadow. He may be the son of Brian Pillman, but Lexis King is going to carve his own path in NXT. Now, whether or not he shows up on the main roster remains to be seen. Not sure if there's a place for him there, but it would be interesting to see him on SmackDown or Raw. But, all right, let us let Lexis King out of his plastic prison. I don't understand. I was looking for tape earlier and didn't see any. There it is right there. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? There we go. Good thing I brought the trusty scissors. All right. We shall get into the accessories, shall we? Yes, we shall. Looks like he's going to have an extra set of hands, and it looks like he has the double fists. If just in case he wants to throw down and get into some fisticuffs with somebody. Fisticuffs, yeah, that's what it said. There he is right there. And a nice cloth goods black with gold trim entrance jacket. Very nice, kind of silky on the outside. White on the inside, so hopefully there should be no staining. So let's get Lexis King out of the plastic prison. He can escape, enjoying the free. Actually, he won't be free because he's going to go right behind me in the bookcase somewhere. And unfortunately, whenever I have to add someone to the bookcase, that means someone has to get cut from the bookcase. So I'm going to have to look around and see who is no longer worthy to be in the main display until I get another bookcase. Hopefully that happens one day. Of course, that would mean I spend a lot more money on figures, but be it as it may, that is my lot in life. That is my passion, collecting action figures, most specifically wrestling figures, as one can plainly see behind me. All right, and there he is, Lexis King, Flying Brian Pillman Jr. Look at that face. I'd have to say that does look like him. He has the bandana, the rocker style hair, a couple different shades on there. Kind of has I don't know if that's quite, I think he's a little more thicker in the torso than this would show, but it is what it is. I love the outfit, though. I love the black and the gold. You see the signature there, or that Lexis King. Cool knee pads. You have the skull with the crown. You have the kick pads, even though I think the kick pad should go up a little higher, but it is what it is. Yep, very nice, very nice. Lexis King will go into articulation. The head would go all the way, oh, it does go all the way around, just like if he was in the movie Exorcist. We have the ab crunch, pretty significant up and down action. The head kind of goes up and down, but the hair kind of impedes the progress a little bit. Bicep cut, pinless elbows, removable hands. We have the waist can twist around. We have thigh cut, double jointed. I can't really tell. It looks like pinless knees. Could be pinned, but I can't tell with the knee pad. It looks like pinless knees. Boot cut. You have that ball ratchety ankle system here, which sometimes could be wonky when you're dealing with Mattel and Jazzwares figures, but not too bad. This ankle's a little wonky, though. It's almost a little loose. Don't like to see that. Don't like to see that. Let's put the jacket on. Hopefully that doesn't take too much time. I might have to pop the head off. Whoa. Now that is decapitation personified. Yeah, with all that hair, I figured I might as well just... Man, these ankles are a little loose. Not the end of the world. Put Flying Brian Pillman Jr.'s head back on. There he is. There he is. Now that looks pretty sweet. Of course, I'm going to display him with that jacket. Let's bring in some figure comparisons. We'll bring in his good old dad, the late Flying Brian Pillman Sr. in his late 80s, early 90s babyface WCW look. The Cincinnati Bengal trunks. There he is right there. This, I believe, was his first Elite, if I'm not mistaken. See, it was first or his first babyface. About the same height there. Let's bring in a Jazzwares figure. I'll bring in Switchblade Jay White, who unfortunately for me, when I unboxed him a couple months ago, his arm was broken in his jacket already, so highly disappointing. But looks like Lexis King is a little bit taller than Jay White, which may be true in real life. May or may not be, but poor Jay White with the broken arm. But hey, not too bad. Lexis King, I do like this figure a lot. Maybe the torso should be a little thicker. A couple other things that may not be perfect, but hey, perfect is perfect. That's why it's not going to get a 10 out of 10. But I'll have to give this figure, I mean, it's cool looking. I have to give this at least an 8.5 out of 10. Not bad at all. For Lexis King, we'll see where his career goes from here. Maybe a main roster call one of these days. We'll see about that. I'll get those scissors out of the way. But just remember this, the Bomb Squad. And if you're not already a member of the Bomb Squad, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Subscribe, or else I'm going to come get you. Well, not really. Really not too intimidating. Me and my 5'6" frame, 155 pounds, you know. But those are good wrestler sizes these days. But anyway, remember these words from your boy, Don the Bomb. And all that glitter isn't gold. Until the next one, have a good night, everybody. Or day. Or morning. Or whatever. You know what I mean.